Howdy, fifth grade. Our grammar skill this week is title punctuation. And what that means is when we use the title of something in our writing, we have to punctuate it a certain way, depending on what it is a title of and how we're writing. So we're going to talk a little bit this week about how to do that. If you flip in your My View book to page 536, it gives us a nice little table of all of the things I'm going to tell you today in this video. So if you get confused or if you need to go back and look at something later, page 536 will be your assignment later this week, but it's a good little reference page to go back and look at if you need to. So we're going to look today at when we underline, when we italicize, and when we use quotation marks in title punctuation. So we're going to talk first about books. So depending on whether or not we are handwriting something or typing something, we're going to do it differently. So if I am handwriting a paper and I'm talking about the title of a book, I'm going to underline that title. Now, if I am typing, I can italicize. The reason why that is we cannot italicize when we handwrite, so we have to underline. Movie titles are the same thing. I put my favorite movie on here, Field of Dreams. If you are handwriting something, it needs to be underlined. If you are typing the title of a movie in your story, it needs to be italicized. Plays are the same way. If you are handwriting something, you will underline the title of a play. If you are typing, you can italicize the title of the play. If you are talking about the title of a magazine, I chose National Geographic. That can be the title of a magazine. If you're handwriting your paper talking about this magazine, you'll underline the title. If you're typing it, you will italicize. All right, short story. I chose one that we read a few weeks ago that gave us the sweet name of our little hamster. Ezekiel Johnson Gone West. It was just a little short story that was from our My View book. We will not italicize, sorry. We will put that title in quotation marks. Anytime we have a short story, we'll put it in quotation marks. Same thing for articles. If we pull an article offline or out of a book, the specific title of an article. So for example, if I looked in the National Geographic magazine and I wanted to reference a specific article in a paper, I would put the title of that article in quotation marks. Poems are the same way. I chose Paul Revere's Ride. That should sound familiar to some of you. Whenever we reference the title of a poem, we put it in quotation marks, and the same with a chapter in a book. So the title of the chapter, called The British, is in quotation marks whenever we have that in our writing. So there are other reasons that you can use quotation marks and underlining and italics. But when we are talking about the titles of things, those are the rules that we're going to follow. So again, if you need to look in your My View book at 536, that is a good reference to check back and look at the skill.